Today we'll be going over this aircraft down in California, another one in Indonesia, a hailstorm that was dealt with in Mexico, and then one more aircraft that had issues in Luxembourg. So stay tuned and please subscribe to the channel. Starting off May 20th, we're in Redding, California. You can see this aircraft did an emergency landing into this field, kind of hit this fence here. Firefighters are on scene, checked them out medically. Sole pilot was uninjured and no fuel spills or fires to be reported. This was the aircraft here, a Cessna 210, November 9433 Tango. The aircraft was at 7,000 feet when reported engine trouble and decided to go for the field. Kind of good amount of damage here. Cockpit looks okay. And this is the flight aware. Pilot left from Salem, Oregon. Shout out to the 503. Headed south towards Redding. All in all, the pilot was okay. Everything was good on this one. May 11th, probably our most expensive accident of the day. This Hawker 900 XP, about $16 million, overran the runway in Indonesia. Papa Kilo Lima Romeo uniform was the tail number. No injuries, lots of vegetation. Probably a good thing as it cushioned the impact coming off the runway. You can see everybody's on scene here to help. The evacuation looks like the aircraft went through a fence and there was definitely no injuries. But this is the aircraft here. Again, a Hawker 900 XP, 4 crew, 4 passengers. And here's some more footage of this aircraft. Hopefully it can be saved here. It was this airport, Malio Airport. And at the end of runway 23, somewhere up there is where this aircraft overran. So it says that it was 200 meters off the edge of runway 23. So glad nobody was injured, but definitely a little sore on the wallet on this one. May 12th, we're in Mexico. This Airbus A320 had a hailstorm that it flew through. Can see all the damage to the radome and the windshield. And it takes a lot to crack these windshields. These things are thick. We were taught as firefighters to never try to pierce it because it's not an easy entry point. But the fact that the hailstorm did compromise it, I'm glad that it didn't, do anything worse. But here it is. Here it was flying to Monterrey, Mexico, and then diverted to Torreon Airport. Here is the flight radar 24 from Tijuana to Monterrey. Didn't quite make it as they're descending. Chose to take a different route, but here is what they were flying through. There was multiple aircraft in this area during this hailstorm, so I wonder if any of the other aircraft had damage, and I wonder what the size of the hail was as well. Interesting one, no injuries here in Mexico. Last but not least, we have this aircraft, cargo 747, coming in, and it ended up losing a main gear. You can see it there bouncing down the runway. And that's why with us as ARF, we stand back. If there is an emergency that we're on our standby locations on the taxiway, you don't want to be getting hit by anything like this or the aircraft landing and swerving and hitting you. So we definitely want to stand by in our standby positions, but stay a little bit more back. Here you can see ARF is on scene checking out the damage to the aircraft. Very interesting one. There was no injuries, and it was a cargo Boeing 747. Lima X-ray Oscar Charlie Victor was the tail number, and it was that right inner main landing gear. Here it is here, off on the grass. So yeah, there's no injuries on the ground, thank goodness, but yeah, you could see if this thing was flying towards you, not a good day. Here's the substantial damage to the bottom of the aircraft. This was probably why they had to land on that emergency landing. They were unable to stow the landing gear. They went up to 10,000 feet, declared the emergency, tried to dump some of the fuel or get rid of some of that fuel because I guess it's a lot heavier taking off than when landing, obviously. Here's that damage again. And here's the size of this main gear compared to a human. So definitely huge aircraft that they're dealing with. 23-year-old plane. They unloaded fuel for about 10 minutes and returned to the airport. For us, we want to ask what the pilot's intentions are. What do they want to do? We can follow them to the gate. If they can't make it to the gate, are you going to deploy slides? Is there, if there's smoke in the cockpit, things like that. These are all questions that we want to talk with the pilot about, and then also let the pilot know what we're seeing that they can't see, like, oh, there is a fire or not. So it's an interesting call that these firefighters went on. And yeah, that's basically it for today. Please subscribe to the channel if you like this aviation news. This is Arfan Amkioni. I'll see you guys next time.